Watching Good Morning Britain now, 3-year-old Nala Shaw and her little sister Teddi have an identical but devastating genetic condition, and yet, heartbreakingly, one of them can be saved, but only one of them.
The UK's most expensive gene therapy has given 20-month-old Teddi a second chance at life. But, tragically, her older sister was diagnosed too late to receive the £2.8 million treatment. We're joined now by Teddi and Nala, together with Mum and Dad, Ali and Jake Shaw, along with Dr. Emeka Okorocha. Good to meet you all. Thank you so much for coming in. I mean, we can see this amazing family, Ali, that you have here. I can't begin to imagine how difficult this whole period has been for you. How have you coped?
I suppose we've just had to get on with it. We have no choice. There's nothing we can change.
Just take it day by day, really.
Yeah, we just try to stay as positive as possible. If we were, you know, sat at home crying all the time, then we'd be absolutely no use. So we've just got to pick ourselves up and carry on.
Yeah, there you go.
You spotted Daddy!
You can see why, Jay, you've got so much joy and so many things to make the most of. I think the interesting thing, of course, I think, you know, listening to what Ali said in the past, your approach to life has really helped in terms of thinking about living in the moment, living for the moment for Nala.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got to be... Our first point of call is for the girls, so we've got to be as happy as we can be for them to make sure their lives are happy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something, you know, unbelievable, especially as you see your gorgeous ones just there that you're snuggling. I know it is, Daddy. Yeah, it is. And I'm trying to talk to Daddy, aren't I? And you're chipping in, which is lovely. I know, and you've got a dummy as well. This is all good news. You've got this wonderful family, as Ben says, and there's a bittersweetness that's almost hard to even put into words, isn't there, about the joy of one having a chance at this extraordinary, record-breaking amount of money, and the other not. How have you managed to reconcile those two sides?
It's hard to explain, really. Yeah, that's the thing. I think sometimes you don't really know what's around the corner. We're not trying to think too far into the future. You know, we've still got Teddi. We've still got Nala here.
Do you want to get down? Does she want to?
Oh, no. Oh, she's very wise. She's been on the floor, Ali.
Yeah.
Do you want to go down?
Come down.
Want to go down, darling?
There.
I'm going to move mine too.
Oh, the ball's starting now. I knew this would happen.
Yeah, that's fine.
But this is the magic of having a small family, right?
Yeah.
You know, you just want them to be able to be themselves, to express themselves.
Yeah.
And fabulous that that she got the diagnosis in time.
Yeah.
And so awful that Nala didn't. But the important thing is other parents and other children getting the diagnosis in time. What are you hoping that you can achieve?
So we're hoping that by raising this awareness, by the press release last week, that you know, we can push for it to be put on the newborn screening. Now that there is treatment available, I just don't see why it can't be put on there.
Let's talk to Dr. Emeka about that, because I think that's the key thing of all of this, is this early diagnosis is hugely important. I've done a lot of work with the Cystic Fibrosis Trust, and I know they campaigned for years as part of the heel prick test to be screened for CF, and the difference that has made for thousands of families because that happens. It's something that could happen with this, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. So my heart goes out to your family. I can't imagine what you're going through, and you can see the difference the early diagnosis has done for Teddi versus, obviously, Nala. And so we're hoping that conditions like this and a number of other neurodegenerative conditions can hopefully be screened for. And if so, then we can get these kids the treatment they need.
Yeah, the costs are extraordinary, though. I mean, £2.8 million.
I know, it's a lot of money.
You can see why that's an issue for the NHS.
Is there a chance that could come down? Because presumably a lot of that amount was in the research, was it?
Exactly, the research and the development of the drug.
Yeah.
So Limeldi, which is the gene therapy that Teddi here has had, took 20 years to develop.
Right.
And they only started testing human trials in 2010. And so a lot of money and research has gone into it, but now you can see the benefit it's had for her. Hopefully, they can use that on the benefit that it could have for many children around the world.
And would you, which in itself would be wonderful, because a rare condition doesn't mean any smaller pain or
for the
suffering
families
or tragedy
and the patients
for the
themselves.
individuals involved. Is there any chance that this development could then be spread to and adapted in some way for other conditions?
Most definitely. I think this could be transformative for medicine. So genetic stem cell therapy, which is basically what she's had, can help cure a number of diseases.
Wow.
Because basically the condition they have, metachromatic leukodystrophy, is they have an absence, they have a gene which forms an absence or create an enzyme which basically breaks down some fatty chemicals which destroy their myelin sheath. So it's a degenerative disease, which means it's progressive and it only gets worse. However, there are a number of similar conditions that by changing the genes can actually cure them potentially. So the thoughts for the future are enormous with what's happened with Teddi.
Do you know what's so lovely? Is it doesn't matter what's going on.
Let's have a look at my... Yes, you
Very
mark
important
that
notes.
for me, see if I've done it right.
Teddi, she can't read them either, by the way, so you'll make more sense of them than she will, trust me. You have a wonderful family, Ali. You have just these
really
amazing,
do.
gorgeous girls that are so
Thank
full
you.
of joy and I'm sure bring you a lot of joy as well. And I just wish you all the best for the future.
And the girls have a wonderful parents too,
thank
because
you.
I'm sure
We
it's not
try.
been easy to deal with all of this,
it's
even
been
though you've
difficult,
been given a gift. So fantastic.
Yeah, look, she's reading it better than you as well,
She
by the way.
is. It's clearer. It makes more sense.
And Dr.
Teddi, you're
thank
after
you for
my
coming
job.
in as well. It's nice to have you.
Thank you for having me.